along the Treasure Coast have this morning along the Treasure Coast have
On the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go show. And now here's your host, Abbott and Bonnie.
Welcome to the show.
Do you know what today is?
Tuesday.
Well, back to work.
You're always working.
Always working.
What's your secret?
What's the secret of your success?
One word.
One word.
Working.
No, it's two.
Always working.
Wow, really?
Oh, that.
Scientists have determined that the secret is to drink lots of coffee.
Yeah, I can see that.
You ready to start?
Let's start the show.
Well, they said let's start the show, and I guess we have to officially start the show. It's 6:07.
Good morning, Treasure Coast. Bonnie, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Evan.
How you doing?
I'm doing excellent this morning. You know, I was sleeping all the way up to my alarm clock.
I thought you were going to say you were sleeping while you were driving up here.
Oh, no, feeling wide awake because
That
of
wouldn't
the
be a good
energy
thing.
from my good sleep. And like I have a new alarm, of course, because I have a new phone.
Right?
And I didn't, change anything or put anything that I actually wanted into it. It's just the natural alarm. And it's rather pleasant because it just started kind of like vibrating with a little bit of nice cushiony music underneath. Just kind of like a nice way to get up. It didn't startle me at all.
My alarm that I use on my phone, and in the couple of months that I've been working here at the Palatial Palace, it's
Yes.
I'm trying to get to where the alarm is on here so I can let you hear what it sounds like. But let me see here. If I hit edit and go like there. Oh, there it is. Okay. So sound. So this is what my alarm sounds like. That wakes me up in the morning.
I don't like it.
If I were to do anything else,
Yeah.
I would not wake up.
I would not want to wake up to that sound.
It's great. I love that sound.
Doesn't it just get your heart racing? And
It does. That's what gets me going in the morning.
you don't seem like the kind of guy that needs that to get going.
Well,
Seems like you would get up.
here's the thing. I have not used my alarm. I think it's since I started, and I remember my start date here was January 13th. I have not used that alarm. I think I've used it less than the amount of fingers I have on my left hand to wake
Right.
up in the morning, just because I naturally get up very early in the morning. So I really don't need the darn thing.
I know what you mean. Actually, I was so nervous because I looked at my alarm at 1:30 and I thought, oh boy, I'm never going to get back to sleep. And, all the way up till 4. But I did get back to sleep maybe the final hour and a half
Okay.
from 2:30 on till 4.
Okay.
And then the alarm went off and I was in some kind of a deep dream state. And I always love to remember my dreams. But all my
Really?
dreams were just kind of tangled up and meshed up and, that I knew I was dreaming something kind of fun. And it seems like in my dreams, I'm always on the move or something.
Okay.
And
You ever dreamt that you were just flying over like, land and you're worried about how you're going to land?
not being worried, I've just dreamt that I've been flying and it just feels really good, like I'm soaring and I want to keep it going.
Yeah.
I'm never fearful of the landing, however.
Okay. As long as you come down, that's all that matters, right?
And I have the dream of, I've had the dream of being chased by the bear before.
The bear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that bear was you. No,
Oh,
no,
oh, okay.
I had the dreams before I started working
Bonnie, if
with
I'm
you.
chasing you, I'm
An airplane.
okay. That
And
came out of nowhere.
I mean, yeah, it's just like I have it. That's like a dream that I have reoccurring. Like, and the reoccurring one is I'm partially living up in Wisconsin and
Okay.
I'm partially living down here. And, I maybe like I'm in school or something. It'll take me back
Okay.
to high school days and I got to finish up the year before I come down here.
So are you trying to tell me that one day when I come in to do the Palatial radio show from the Palatial Radio Studios, that if I don't see you sitting here, you've packed your stuff up and you've gone?
No, I would give like a very courtesy, like 2 weeks notice, of course.
I would hope so.
just would not be gone.
Okay.
But yeah, do you have like any reoccurring dreams like that? That's just a reoccurring one that I do
Not
have.
really, to be honest with you. I'm not a dreamer. I'm a realist. But I really don't have that many dreams, believe it or not. I just kind of, I have enough problems trying to get to sleep at night. So I take my 20 milligrams of melatonin that dissolves on my tongue. I take it about 30 minutes before I go to bed. I lay down and that'll get me through till from 8 p.m. till around, I want to say 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake up at 1 and I'll toss for a minute and then I'll switch sides and I'll go back asleep and I'm back up at 4. So I'm
Yeah.
getting roughly 6 to 7 hours of sleep.
That's pretty good. Usually when I look at my alarm, like the night before I set my alarm, 5 hours of sleep is always like, oh, darn. That's usually when I come home late from work after 10. But, if I'm getting 6 or 7 hours, usually I feel pretty good about it. Getting 9 or 10 almost seems like too many hours of sleep for me.
How many's too many?
Maybe like 9 or 10.
Wow.
That's a lot of sleep. But I think seven for me, maybe 7.5 feels like the right number, the right amount of sleep that I need. And it's a
I can
personal thing.
usually go on about 4 hours sleep, 4 or 5 hours sleep. I'm pretty good about stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah, I have to do that like in between jobs, like, when I work a split shift,
Mhm.
because I've only get maybe 4 or 5 hours in between then.
Yeah, but
And-
temporarily you don't have that problem now.
Yeah.
You're just like you just have the radio gig for right now.
I'm quarantined, like,
well,
except for
don't
this.
say that. Don't say you're quarantined,
Well, I feel
because
like
now
I am.
people are going to start. They're going to start wondering if you have anything.
Oh no, I've been
So-
washing my hands and taking good care. I bought they actually had at Walmart yesterday for the hand sanitizers. They had a good one. It's nice to bring in the car with you. It's the Dial antibacterial, but it's
Now, is that soap or hand sanitizer?
it foams. So it's
Oh.
nice to have the paper towels in the car with you, and
Oh, okay.
just a squirt of that, and it's foamy.
Little dabble, do you?
So we had to go to Family Dollar, also Gary and I yesterday,
Mhm.
and I packed it up. I said, we're bringing this, and we're bringing the paper towels, and as soon as we get out of the store, we're going to do this.
Cleanse up,
Yeah,
and you did your thing. Little spray, a little foam, a little wipe, and you're good to go.
that's right. A little
Okay.
precaution doesn't
All right.
hurt.
All right. Hey, if you're listening to us this morning, we would love to hear from you and what precautions you're taking. I'd love to get some ideas from different people. I always love suggestions. I like to follow suggestions from people. So if you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning, which I hope you are, and you're listening this morning, I know a lot of people don't like to call into radio shows. You don't have to give us your name if you don't want. You can remain anonymous, but we'd love to make you part of our show. Give us a call, 220-9788. That's 220-9788. If you're out of the 772 area and you're in the 561 area, then you'll need to, of course, dial the area code 772-220-9788. Love to know how you are handling all of this, what you're doing to stay inside, some of the events that you do to keep you busy inside. What are you watching on television? What kind of board games you're playing? What kind of card games you're playing? I'd love to know what people are doing. I really would, because I want to get some ideas.
Yeah, it would be fun to learn them, Evan, so that we can even maybe get a new idea.
Yeah.
And, something new that maybe we're not doing at home that we could experience. And find new.
There's all sorts of things you can be doing. I mean, you can only sit out by your pool for so many hours and,
Yeah.
so many days in a row before you get totally burnt or, get totally bored. Yesterday, I took a drive down to West Palm. Probably people think I'm crazy, but I went down to West Palm Beach to my buddy's store. My business partner, he has a store on Clematis Street, and not one person came in at all, except for 3 Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office deputies, just to kind of hang out and shoot the garb with us, who I actually happen to know. And we just kind of hung out, and it was good to just get out of the house and just hang out. We ordered lunch, went next door and picked it up from a great place called Sushiyama. I had some teriyaki chicken with a combination of white rice and fried rice, along with a couple of spring rolls and a bottle of water.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to get out.
I think we have Sushiyama here too, don't we?
I'm not sure.
I think I've seen the sign for it somewhere.
Mhm.
It's one of those where I think I've seen it, but I don't remember where. I can always look it up.
What'd you
and
do
find
yesterday
out.
when you get out of here?
Went in, cleaned my countertops, took garbage outside, and just and we went to get new cleaning supplies too. I used the very last of the lemon Lysol that I have in
Oh.
the cupboard,
Okay.
and used it to take stuff off countertops and get that squeaky clean. And I'm going to utilize the time while I'm off to just clean house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to come clean mine? I have 5 bedrooms to clean.
5. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 5 bedrooms and 3 people live in it. So go figure.
Yeah.
I used to have a full house.
Right.
All the kids lived at home and now they're off doing their own things.
So it's just the 3 of you now?
It's me, Rachel, and Gavin. That's
Yeah.
it.
It
you know?
feels like you're empty nesting a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Got a big house. Everybody says to me, why don't you just sell it? You can make a good profit. And, I don't owe that much on the house, and the house is worth a good considerable amount of money. I could walk away with, I don't want to say, but I could walk away with a good amount of money to where I could actually go buy something smaller for cash and not have a mortgage payment. But, I'm comfortable where I live.
Well, that's what we're going to consider doing in the future, because we have like a lot of equity in our home too. And I know the next home that I do get, I want it to be a pool home with that back
In-ground pool,
in-ground
like we
pool.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. We have a pool service we use. They come once a week. They clean it. They skim it. They add the chemicals. They do everything that has to be done. Could I save $75 a month? Sure, I could, but I run the risk of putting the wrong amount of chemicals in the pool, and then I totally mess everything up.
When I was unemployed, I was hired by a pool guy to just ride around with him and help him clean pools. And I would get up at 7 a.m, maybe 6, but by 1 o'clock we would have done maybe some 25 pools.
How was your tan?
It was getting good at the time.
I bet.
Oh man,
I've seen some of these pool people that clean pools.
Yeah,
and they've got some serious tans going on.
I know. The only thing, if I was to do it full time, I think I would wear a mask, because you're always, breathing those chemicals with the chlorine. You got to refill those chlorine jugs.
Yeah,
and then pouring them into the pool. So like a lot of chlorine smelling.
Well, here's the thing. The newer systems that are out there, they're called salt systems. That's what we have.
I know, that's a beautiful one. I had a friend that lived just 2 blocks away that had that.
So the salt system actually makes the chlorine. So you don't have to pour chlorine in the pool. You just have to pour either acid or you add salt to the pool.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Your pool's not salt water.
No, it's not.
Because the salt system actually makes the chlorine for you.
It was good. It was a good, clean kind of swimming too. I swam in that pool several times, and it's good and clean. I like the salt system.
That's a good thing. 6:20 right now. News time brought to you by Discovery Senior Living. Bonnie's sitting at the news desk right now with all the headlines. Bonnie, did you Lysol your news desk this morning, I hope?
Oh, yes. Everything is sanitation.
Sanitation.
Sanitization.
That's a new word.
Sanitization.
Sanitized.
Yeah.
All right. Take it away, Bonnie.
And the death toll from the coronavirus does continue to climb in Florida. The Department of Health says that 17 people have died from COVID-19. Over 1,200 people in the state have tested positive. Most Florida beaches are closed because of the coronavirus, but Governor Ron DeSantis says the threat was never from people who kept to themselves on the shoreline.
That is much different than doing a Jell-O shot off somebody's stomach. And we're not tolerating that. And we told them that the party was over.
DeSantis says he's considered calls to shut down the state, but says it isn't necessary or practical at this time. The governor has sent a letter to President Trump formally requesting that he declare a major disaster in Florida. DeSantis also announced that those flying in from New York and New Jersey should quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. Sales practices by a South Florida cruise line have gotten the attention of Attorney General Ashley Moody.
Norwegian Cruise Line will be investigated after the company was accused of using misleading and potentially dangerous sales pitches. The Miami-based company is accused of giving its sales team inaccurate one-liners to respond to passenger concerns about COVID-19. The managers allegedly told employees to downplay the risks while selling cruise packages, or that the coronavirus can only survive in cold temperatures. The AG said the action by her office should serve as a warning to other potential scammers. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Travelers passing through Orlando International Airport should be aware of a new coronavirus case. The TSA announced yesterday that a 5th agent at Orlando International Airport has tested positive for COVID-19. The agent last worked at the airport on March 12th. The TSA says the agent is recovering at home. With many Americans avoiding getting on board passenger jets amid the spread of coronavirus, United Airlines has a plan to continuing operating some of its fleet of planes. United Airlines said that it's using some of its largest planes as cargo planes. United Airlines said the flights will be used to carry critical goods. United said it is using its Boeing 777 and 787 fleet to run 40 charter flights each week and is looking to add more routes. Doctors are reporting that people infected with the coronavirus may lose their sense of smell and perhaps taste. The World Health Organization is looking into it, but some experts are already saying that changes in taste and smell might be a useful tool to screen people for infection. They cite reports from South Korea, China, and Italy. Virus infection is already a known cause of smell loss, and in some cases it can be permanent. But in cases of the coronavirus, it looks more like a temporary effect. And much of Florida's legal system is in a holding pattern until COVID-19 worries decrease. Jury trials have all been postponed. Only essential legal proceedings are on court dockets until conditions improve. Protection measures against the illness have forced many of the state's lawyers to figure out how to work from home. Instead of meeting clients at her office in a courthouse, Elizabeth Ricci, a North Florida immigration attorney, said she's now often set up on her patio with a laptop. She says court motions and conferences are being handled online with video chats and electronic documents. Ricci says the change as a dramatic shift for a legal system still largely preferring analog methods to digital. The judicial pause for Florida's courts was originally scheduled to be lifted at the end of this week. Given that COVID-19 cases are still climbing in Florida, it's almost certain things will be extended. And for the second time in as many days, a true $1 trillion coronavirus stimulus package failed a key procedural vote in the Senate. The bill, which was introduced by the Trump administration, was blocked after Democratic senators voted against it. Democrats have said the bill offers too much to corporations and not enough protection against the funds being used for stock buybacks and executive pay. Republicans urged that the bill be passed quickly so the federal government begins sending Americans checks of up to $1,200 to help stimulate the economy. As the Senate bill failed, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi introduced her own stimulus bill in the House of Representatives, a move that could lengthen the amount of time it could take for the government to provide aid to economically strapped Americans. Well, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics will have to wait. According to USA Today, the Summer Games have become the latest major sporting event to be postponed or canceled as a result of the global COVID-19 outbreak. International Olympic Committee member Dick Pound told USA Today that the Games will likely be pushed to 2021 and that a plan will be put in place on how to proceed in the next 4 weeks. 6:26 is our news time. Weather and traffic together coming up.
$6:26 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Palm City this morning, we're seeing some backup on the Turnpike heading southbound as there is an accident. This is Turnpike southbound Palm City at mile marker 136. The southbound lanes have been blocked throughout the morning, so use an alternate there. We don't see any other accidents or slowdowns. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 68 right now in Stewart, and here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-60s. Some isolated showers could be drifting in from offshore, otherwise patchy fog for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs reaching the low 80s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for a spotty shower. Winds will stay light out of the southeast. Tomorrow, winds shift out of the southwest. That's going to cook up those temperatures to the mid to upper 80s. We'll be pushing close to records tomorrow. Partly sunny skies, a couple of isolated showers. By the end of the work week, mostly sunny skies, temperatures back to the low to mid 80s, low rain chances, and light southeasterly winds.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
And now today's episode of The Married Couple.
Hey, honey,
Yeah.
I was thinking that while we're being asked to stay at home all the time, kind of reminds me of, before we got married, when we got snowed in that time on the ski trip.
Yeah.
Remember how we spent a lot of that time?
Well, now the bed's for sitting up and watching Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Join us next time for The Married Couple.
I would give anything to be like on a ski trip right now.
Really? That's just random what you just said.
I mean, just, she was talking about that ski trip and sitting in bed watching Netflix. I'm sure everybody's going to get tired of that after a while. And
Okay.
I would just love to visit someplace like Vail, Colorado, where they have the classic chalets and
That sounds pretty nice.
the snow peaks and,
Okay.
just to be skiing all day. And
Okay.
nothing like skiing when that sun goes down at the end of the day and you're taking that last run, and
Okay.
then you can go inside the chalet where it's warm at
All
a
right.
nice roasting fireplace.
Not too bad. Do you mind if I make a phone call? I want to call the social distancing hotline and see if there's an update.
Yeah, let's
that
see
okay?
if
All right.
there's anything new today.
All right, let's dial the number here, and here we go.
Thanks for calling the Social Distancing Helpline. To order booze because your kids are driving you crazy and mommy needs a little helper, press 1. If you're going through NBA, NHL, or March Madness withdrawal, press 2. To find out how to clean your bottom without using toilet paper, press 3. For all other problems, go read a book, start a new hobby, or figure it out like the rest of us. And please keep away from me. Did you wash your hands again? Thanks for calling the Social Distancing Helpline. Goodbye.
Wow, that's pretty abrupt.
Yeah, and I wonder what the real huge fans of the NCAA are going through this month. Those that, fill out the brackets and they just live for that March Madness excitement.
Yep.
Sports fans in general, I mean, the guys, the girls that kind of like watch it all weekend and 24/7, they really must be missing that action, I'm sure.
I turned on one of the sports stations yesterday, just kind of tooling around, and I've did a little channel surfing here and there, and found a couple of interesting things to watch. Got my attention, so it's not too bad. Not too bad.
So, like, what kind of sports was on?
There was some golf, some basketball, some hockey, pro wrestling. Just all sorts of stuff.
Is pro wrestling like in their like peak season right now?
No, it's 24/7. WWE's 24/7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're coming up on WrestleMania here in another week or so.
So WrestleMania, is that like the big?
That's like the Super Bowl of wrestling. That's like the
big
like
climax.
That's equivalent to the Super Bowl. It's huge.
Do you guys like watch it in your house, like as a big party?
We're going to now because we were supposed to go to Tampa for WrestleMania, me and the kids, 80,000 strong.
Yeah.
And the whole gosh darn thing was canceled.
I know. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird seeing even like the Grand Ole Opry has been like full house for like so many years, and this morning on TV I saw country music artists still doing the Grand Ole Opry without anybody in the audience. So I'm trying to think of the famous country music singer that I recognized on stage there fiddling.
Charlie Daniels?
Wasn't
That's who does a fiddle.
It wasn't old. It was like guitar.
Oh.
But
there's a difference between a fiddle and a guitar, Bonnie. Come on.
Well, he was fiddling around with a guitar.
Yeah, quit fiddling around with me.
But it was weird to see like the audience there just empty, almost kind of chilling and kind of haunting. A lot of
recording artists are going online and doing these free 30-minute concerts for people.
Yeah.
Just to entertain people, to get people through what's going on.
Isn't that
nice? Which I think that's pretty cool. Keith Urban did one the other day. Which was very good. Garth did one. So I'm pretty impressed that the music industry is coming together and they're doing things for the people that are kind of stuck in their homes.
I know. Even these young kids in a viral video that I saw, they play the cello of all things.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 3 grandkids, and they weren't going to play a live performance at school, so they went on their grandmother's porch and played the cello for her. Granny, stuck at home, and they were just on there performing the music for her.
Look at the family that we interviewed yesterday on the show, on the big show. And they're just a family, a dad and a mom and 3 kids. And they did that parody of Billy Joel's The Longest Time.
Yeah. It was all in the family with the music talent. They had it all right there.
I see what you did there, all in the family. I'm waiting for Archie Bunker to start coming out of somewhere.
Hey, and
Edith.
Yeah.
Archie.
That's a good one to find. Actually, we should find that. People sitting at home should probably find that new one that they did with, the girl from My Cousin Vinny with the New York accent, and also Woody Harrelson playing Archie Bunker. And they redid Edith and Archie. So I'd like to find that episode. I watched it. I did see a video on it where they did the song.
Okay.
And they performed the song so well, it gave you goosebumps. It was just kind of like the actual Edith and Archie when they did it in the original.
Hello, Bonnie. I want to talk a little bit about videos that are going viral here this morning. I called you video. I don't know why.
Video.
I have no idea why that just happened. But German scientists did a test to find out the best way to stop the flow of air from a cough. Okay. They used a method that allowed them to see the air as it dispersed from a man's mouth. First, they had him breathe normally and then do an open air cough. Then he coughed into his hand, into his sleeve, into a dust mask, and finally into a surgical mask. None of the methods completely stopped the flow of air, but the one that worked best when he coughed into his sleeve or into his elbow.
Right into his elbow, huh?
Right into the elbow.
So if I
is what he
sneeze,
did.
I should go
Yeah, into your elbow.
bring that elbow right up there.
Bring it right into your elbow.
I got to wear long sleeves then that way.
Yes.
This is gross though. That's just like the last video that I would want to watch right now. It's just like
I mean, I'm trying to bring it up here.
I'm overhearing about the COVID-19.
Oh, wow. This is pretty cool. It actually gives 6 different views and it shows everything here on the video of the germs coming out of the person's mouth in the best way that it covers it. And yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Sneeze into like the crack of your your elbow there, or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, I think if I sneeze, I'll just do it into this toilet paper right
That's fine.
here.
Just rip off some sheets before you sneeze. Family recently posted a video of their Rottweiler howling with their son as he practices on the saxophone. Let's listen. That is so cute. Hear the dog howling. Wow. I think I'd be howling too.
I know, and that just goes to show that the animals, they love the music too.
Yeah.
I told you about my friend Pete, who celebrates the birthday right around your time. Well, he plays some guitar, and I had my baby girl was Coco, the cat, black kitty that I had for 17 years, and he would play his guitar, and that cat would be looking up at him, purring away, almost right in his lap, Evan.
Wow.
She was just so mesmerized by the nice melody and the guitar playing. Animals like the music too, that's for sure.
Okay. Here's a funny video. A woman was video chatting with a few co-workers yesterday when she needed a bathroom break. She wanted to keep hearing what was going on, so she took her mobile device with her into the bathroom, but she forgot to turn off the camera. She was sitting on the toilet for a good 10 seconds before she realized her mistake and then quickly turned the device around.
Whoopsie.
Oops.
Oopsie. You know, that's why I'm even scared to take my camera out while being in the restroom.
Wow.
I mean, I get a little bit anal about it, you might say, but
I see where you went there. Okay.
but I'm just so afraid, like I don't want a device like that with me at all in the restroom for fear that, you know, I'd press something wrong and it would go out on Facebook or some sort of thing. I don't know if anybody else shares that fear.
That just wouldn't be too good, Bonnie. A teacher is doing a video chat with his students, and you can see the New York City skyline behind him. It looks like a giant poster or some sort of a print. Now, he makes a joke that he's standing on the ledge of the Empire State Building, and then he leans back and pretends to fall. But he goes too far, loses his balance, and takes a tumble to the floor of his office.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
So let's.
So I was telling everyone that I'm standing on the Empire State Building on this ledge, and if I just
Jeff, oh my God, did he fall? Jeff, did you fall?
There, it shows him falling right there on the right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What a putz.
His students must have just like been in shock.
Yeah, I would say so. That's kind of a shocking experience.
Yeah.
Fall back in your chair and fall flat on your keister, so to speak.
Yeah.
Bonnie, did you know that at one time 90% of kids play jump rope, but today only 34% of kids have ever done it before?
Only 34%.
Only 34%.
I even remember when we played double Dutch. That was the most fun.
Oh
Get
my
those
gosh.
double ropes going, and then you have to jump twice as much with the double ropes.
Yeah. I got a bunch of did you know facts. I'm going to kind of skim through them. Did you know If it were being played right now, fans of Major League Baseball would get hit by a foul ball every 1,700 times this season, over 1,700 times. And did you also know this summer Americans will use 45 million pounds of marshmallows? According to a recent study, surgeons are more likely to cause a car accident than others. Also, another recent study finds having a plant in the office can improve productivity by 15%. Research shows that laughing for 2 minutes is good for your heart as a 20-minute jog. Almost 2/3 of women between the ages of 22 to 35 have admitted to taking a naked selfie. Bonnie, have you ever done that before?
No.
I hope not.
No.
I never have.
I've taken like a risque selfie.
Okay.
Risque with
You
maybe
sent that. Don't tell me what you're wearing.
maybe a low cut.
No, don't tell me what you're wearing. That's something for you and Gary. You send that to Gary. I don't want to know what you're doing. Okay. But did you know that an analysis of water samples from Earth's deep mantle suggests that a planet's water has existed since the Earth's formation? Also, a recent survey reveals that 70% of men believe they are better than women at driving and navigating. What are your thoughts on that one?
My thoughts on that one, navigating. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with the skills. I used to deliver newspapers and pizzas, and so I'm impressed by my driving skills and my
Okay.
navigational skills.
All right.
Even without GPS.
Okay. Did you know 1 in 3 women say love handles are sexy on a guy?
Yeah, that's do they call it the dad bod or something?
I don't know.
Like the Kevin, I'm thinking of from the King of Queens, Kevin.
I couldn't tell you. You're stumped.
Kevin from the King of Queens.
Kevin
anyway,
from King of Queens.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
got the love handles
All right.
going that
Did
you
know
just want to squeeze.
Did you know that 90% of adults use a seat belt on a daily basis while driving? Also, according to a survey, the first thing people notice about a messy house is the smell. How about, have you ever gone into somebody's house and you walk in and you notice the smell before anything else?
Yeah.
I'm like that.
Yeah. If it's like a particular weird odor,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like I will always remember that smell, even upon walking out of there. That smell will, stay with me and take me back to that time and place.
Yeah, if I go to somebody's house to visit and there's an odor that hits me dead smack in the face, or if I have to go to a client's house, I'll be like, I have a phone call. I'll be right back.
Mhm.
And then I'll can we reschedule our meeting? I don't know. Something weird about, or better yet, have you ever been around somebody and they don't have body odor, but they have the smell of their house, on their clothes?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that being like a clean smell with my girlfriends when we would have sleepovers.
Yeah.
And their mom had the very sanitary laundry always going. And, then my girlfriend's shirts at school would, smell like her house.
Yeah, definitely. So.
I can relate to that.
It's time for news right now, brought to you by the all-new Maserati Stewart, where you can spring into savings with the rich heritage of Italian motoring that's now within reach. The all-new Maserati Stewart can get you a new 2019 Levante for just $799 a month or 0% financing. Maserati Stewart, located 3980 Southeast Federal Highway in Stewart, or online at MaseratiStewart.com. Luxury Legacy Maserati Stewart, MSRP $79,000, all-wheel drive, 39-month lease, $8,999 due at signing, plus tax, title, license, no security deposit with approved credit. See dealer for details. Offer ends April the 2nd. It's time for news once again. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The death toll from the coronavirus continues to climb in Florida. The Department of Health says that 17 people have died from COVID-19. Over 1,200 people in the state have tested positive. Most Florida beaches are closed because of the coronavirus, but Governor Ron DeSantis says the threat was never from people who kept to themselves on the shoreline.
That is much different than doing a Jell-O shot off somebody's stomach. And we're not tolerating that. And we told them that the party was over.
DeSantis says he's considered calls to shut down the state, but says it isn't necessary or practical at this time. The governor has sent a letter to President Trump formally requesting that he declare a major disaster in Florida. DeSantis also announced that those flying in from New York and New Jersey should quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. Sales practices by a South Florida cruise line have gotten the attention of Attorney General Ashley Moody.
Norwegian Cruise Line will be investigated after the company was accused of using misleading and potentially dangerous sales pitches. The Miami-based company is accused of giving its sales team inaccurate one-liners to respond to passenger concerns about COVID-19. The managers allegedly told employees to downplay the risks while selling cruise packages, or that the coronavirus can only survive in cold temperatures. The AG said the action by her office should serve as a warning to other potential scammers. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Travelers passing through Orlando International Airport should be aware of a new coronavirus case. The TSA announced yesterday that a fifth agent at OIA has tested positive for COVID-19. The agent last worked at the airport on March 12th. The TSA says the agent is recovering at home. Doctors are reporting that people infected with the coronavirus may lose their sense of smell and perhaps taste. The World Health Organization is looking into it, but some experts are already saying that changes in taste and smell might be a useful tool to screen people for infection. They cite reports from South Korea, China, and Italy. Virus infection is already a known cause of smell loss, and in some cases it can be permanent. But in cases of the coronavirus, it looks more like a temporary effect. For the second time in as many days, a $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus package failed a key procedural vote in the Senate. The bill, which was introduced by the Trump administration, was blocked after Democratic senators voted against it. Democrats have said the bill offers too much to corporations and not enough protection against the funds being used for stock buybacks and executive pay. Republicans urge that the bill be passed quickly so the federal government can begin sending Americans checks of up to $1,200 to help stimulate the economy. As the Senate bill failed, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi introduced her own stimulus bill in the House of Representatives, a move that could lengthen the amount of time it could take for the government to provide aid to economically strapped Americans. Well, Banner health experts are warning the public against using inappropriate medications after an Arizona man died and his wife was hospitalized after taking chemicals they believed could help protect against coronavirus. On Sunday, the man and his wife, both in their 60s, took chloronique phosphate, an additive commonly used to clean fish tanks, and within 30 minutes experienced effects that required admittance to a nearby Banner health facility. The man died and his wife remains under critical care, according to a hospital spokesperson. The woman who was able to throw up the chemicals is likely going to survive, said the spokesperson. And now this. Well, from the Dallas Cowboys, five-time Pro Bowl center Travis Frederick announced unexpectedly that he's retiring at age 29. This was not an easy decision, Frederick said in a statement. I thank the Jones family, the entire Cowboys organization, and my teammates for allowing me to go on this wild ride. Frederick's retirement comes nearly 2 years after he received an unsettling diagnosis. Just before the 2018 season, Frederick was diagnosed with the autoimmune disorder Guillain-Barré syndrome, and his season was lost, along with his ability to feel his hands or feet for months. News time is 6:51. Weather and traffic together will be next.
6:53 right now, the Get Up and Go Show. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, on the Turnpike southbound right now in Palm City, there's an accident. It's mile marker 136 southbound on the Turnpike, and all of those southbound lanes have been blocked. Traffic slowdown there throughout the morning. Other areas expect a nice ride. There's your latest look at traffic. 67 in Port St. Lucie at 68 in Stewart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-60s. Some isolated showers could be drifting in from offshore, otherwise patchy fog for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs reaching the low 80s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for a spotty shower. Winds will stay light out of the southeast. Tomorrow, winds shift out of the southwest. That's going to cook up those temperatures to the mid to upper 80s. We'll be pushing close to records tomorrow. Partly sunny skies, a couple of isolated showers. By the end of the work week, mostly sunny skies, temperatures back to the low to mid 80s, low rain chances, and light southeasterly winds.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
We have to get this problem fixed, and then we'll get back into business really quick. We'll open up our country, we'll open up our society, the world will hopefully open up.
The president also doubled down on his 15-day corona guideline. Avoid gatherings of more than 10 people. Avoid non-essential trips outside the house like shopping.
Way back when in 2020.
Avoid bars, restaurants, and food courts. Instead, use drive-through pickup.
You were told not to go outside.
We're asking the younger generation to stop going out in public places.
West Coast to Boston, such a creepy feeling.
And spreading virus in grocery stores and grocery carts.
Store shelves are empty. Oh, how freaked am I? COVID-19. No, we can't dance together. We can't dance together. Please pour me a drink so I can just calm down. Wash your hands a little slower now.
6:58 on the Get Up and Go show. That's a pretty cool parody, huh?
That's very cool.
You know the original artist on that one?
Steely Dan.
That's right.
Mhm.
Hey 19.
Yeah, that'll put people in a nice mellow mood this morning.
Definitely. Want to say good morning to Thomas Varhall. He's watching us on our Facebook page this morning. Thomas, good morning. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are. There's so many people that watch us on the internet. I can't keep track of, who's living where and who's doing what. So I just try to say good morning to them. And of course, if you want to participate in the Get Up and Go show this morning, you can always reach us. Our telephone number is 772-220-9788. That's 772-220-9788. That's WSTU for short. I just figured that out after 3 months.
Oh, did you?
Yes. No idea.
Oh, wow. It's nice when you have that light bulb moment, isn't it?
I did. I had a light bulb moment, but it just broke as well. I feel like I'm broken today. I don't know why.
Really?
I'm like not... I can't, I'm not, I don't know. I just don't feel right today. Not that I'm sick. I don't want to scare anybody. I'm healthy as an ox, but it's like I have this inner funk inside of me. But we'll talk more about that after the news. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.
the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Day 7 is no fun living in quarantine. I'm out of toilet paper thanks to COVID-19. It's like the worst staycation for 10 to 14 days. And on the chance you see me, please stay 6 feet away. Don't stand so close to me. I'm so sure distancing. If you are contagious, you may not know just yet. I hear it's not so easy to go and get a test. Frustration, accusations, the spread is nationwide. Till they can contain it, for now just stay inside. Don't stand so close to me. I'm so sure distancing.
7:08 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. And you think they get the message across in that parody song, Don't Stand So Close to Me?
I don't think that guy should do Sting at all. I thought he was horrible voice on that one.
They call it a parody
I
song.
know, but that was just horrible singing to me.
Nobody can match Sting, but the fact that they chose the Don't Stand So Close to Me. What's the original name of the song?
That's what it is. Don't stand so close to me.
Oh, is that what it is? That's the actual original song?
It is. And
I'm not a fan of Sting. Sorry.
The video with the police back in the day was where they had, the teacher's pet, and they showed a classroom and the pretty young girl, maybe wearing a short skirt and the teacher getting kind of appreciative of her being in the classroom.
Okay.
And
I get it.
It was the young girl, older teacher kind of deal thing that they showed in the video. Yeah.
Little hanky panky going on there, huh?
A little bit of a crush, a schoolgirl crush going on, you might say.
All right.
And the teacher got uncomfortable about her and her presence, invading his space and standing so close.
Okay. Very good. And why just didn't that play? I don't know why. Huh, that was weird. Let's see. Let's try this again. Maybe I turned it off.
I hope
There we go. I must have turned the button off.
I thought our equipment had a virus.
No, don't say that, please.
I know.
It's time for birthdays, anniversaries back in the day. Bonnie, I'll let you go first, as always.
No birthdays, but I guess it felt like everybody's birthday yesterday at my other workplace.
Did it?
Because I think they released a check to come out early.
Okay. Wait a minute. Say that again.
So
that just did not make sense.
So we've been out of work, and they're releasing our checks a little bit early.
Oh.
So that it felt like everybody who I work with there just felt like it was our birthday. And
so you got a birthday gift.
To find out maybe that we'll be opening 2 in another 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
It is, just like good birthday news.
All right.
Feels like I got a gift yesterday.
I don't want to start any rumors, but a certain grocery store gave all their employees gift cards for working last week. And they're giving their employees like a 10% raise, everybody across the board. Not going to say which grocery store because I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Yeah.
So, but you'll have to figure it out. But a certain grocery store chain.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful news. And when I hear chains like certain places that are going to be hiring, this morning I heard Papa John's will be hiring.
Yeah, they got to have people deliver pizzas.
And Dollar Tree, they're going to be hiring some people too. So, that's good news for the economy, knowing that people can get jobs.
Yeah, there's lots of great things happening. I mean, you can buy a car completely online now. They'll even bring the car to your house. You test drive it. You can buy it, you sign and drive, they deliver the car right to your front door now.
Yeah.
We're getting off topic, though.
I would love to hear too, Evan, like if you ask people to call in sometime, I would love to hear people's general feeling about President Trump with his announcement this morning that he wants to get people back and up and going within another 15 days.
Yeah.
It would be fun to hear how people feel about that.
Yeah, I would like to know if we would love to hear your thoughts on the topic. Bonnie, give that topic once again, if you would, please.
Okay, so if President Trump wants to get that economy back and moving, possibly in the next 50 days, and
50 or 15?
15.
Okay.
15.
Be careful what you say.
Not a few months like people were thinking, but I
Okay.
mean, I guess maybe we would like to know the general feeling. How would you feel? Would you rather stay home from work, or are you excited about getting back to work up and
Yeah.
running in the next in 15 days or so?
Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. 772-220-9788, 772-220-WSTU. Keisha Castle Hughes is 30 years old today. That's Oprah Sand on Game of Thrones. Finn Jones, 32. That's Loris Tyrell on the Game of Thrones. Boy, people from Game of Thrones are having birthdays left and right.
I guess so.
Lake Bell is 41. That's Dax Shepard's wife on ABC sitcom Bless This Mess. Jessica Chastain, 43. That's the Oscar-nominated redhead from The Zookeeper's wife. Peyton Manning, we all know who that is. He's 44 years old today. Retired superstar from football. $7 million quarterback records in the NFL. And it's true, he retired on top.
Don't you just wonder with Peyton Manning, like how many times his parents or maybe somebody brought him a birthday cake with that fancy football on top?
That would be interesting.
The frosting shaped like a
Yeah.
football. I bet he's gotten that cake a lot.
Allison Hannigan is 46. That's Lily on How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Jim Parsons, 47. That's Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory.
I miss watching Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory, but there's a lot of reruns, and there's a lot of time to watch those reruns.
Are you a fan of the show?
Yeah, I
Okay.
like it. I
All
quite
right.
like it.
All right. Megan Price is 49 years old today. That's Patrick Warburton's wife, Audrey, on Rules of Engagement. Lara Flynn Boyle is 50 years old today. That's Donna Hayward on Twin Peaks. Maceo of De La Soul. Remember that group, De La Soul?
De La Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They had a hit
remember.
in 1989. Do you remember what it was?
I remember of them. I don't remember their hit. Wondering, can you hit me with that one, Evan?
I'll be glad to hit you with that one. Not a problem. It's called Me, Myself, and I. That was the name of the song. Me, Myself, and I.
I wonder, I don't remember it. I wonder if I would recognize it if you played it once. Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah.
I remember the group, but I don't remember that song at all.
Okay. All right. Do you know who The Undertaker is? And I'm not talking about people that are in the funeral business.
Oh,
Do you know who The Undertaker is by any chance?
is it a character on Netflix or some kind of show on Netflix, I would gather?
You're close. It's a character. The Undertaker is actually Mark Calloway. He's a WWE superstar, and he's 55 years old today, and
Wow.
he is still active as a professional wrestler.
He still gets in the ring?
He still gets in the ring at 55.
And does he have to wrestle all the young brutes,
He
the up and
does.
coming?
He does.
And do you think it's a show given with this, Evan, or is it the real thing that he's doing? Does he beat and pound upon them?
Bonnie, I cannot believe you just asked me that question. I guess you don't watch the WWE. That's why they call it sports entertainment.
Oh,
Because they're there to entertain you. They're athletes, and it's a sport. So think of it as a big soap opera for guys
Oh,
or
yeah.
girls.
I can see why. I can see why it has such a huge base, such that solid core fan base like it would have. It kind of like intrigues me if there's like a little bit of drama involved too.
Yep. I want to say good morning to George. He just joined in on our Facebook live feed. Good morning, George. You know who we haven't heard from in a while? Our friend
Phil?
No,
Is-
not Phil. Phil's going to be sitting in with us tomorrow.
That's right.
The old man down the road.
Yeah, I don't know
We
why.
have not heard from. I wonder if he's okay.
Yeah, he didn't call on Friday.
He
either.
hasn't called in a couple of days.
He's probably out there somewheres looking for his teeth.
He's quarantining somewhere, I think.
Possibly.
I'm hoping maybe we'll hear from him, rather soon. I don't know.
We were talking about wrestling before, Evan, and I think
Yeah.
one of my favorite funny parts of the Rockies movies that I
Mhm.
remember was when they did a big promotional event and got money for charity, and Hulk Hogan was in it. And so Sylvester Stallone is a boxer, but he has to go in the ring and fight Hulk Hogan.
And Hulk Hogan back then was known as Thunder Lips in that movie.
Was he?
Yes.
I don't remember that name being that.
Thunder Lips.
Thunder Lips.
Yes. Thunder Lips.
Wow, I remember that.
Yeah.
But I remember the scene quite well.
Okay. Star Jones is 58 years old. Kelly LeBrock is 60. Nina from 99 Luft Balloon, she's 60 years old.
60 today.
60, yeah. Or how about Robert Carradine, 66. Donna Pesco, 66. Annette in Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
I liked that movie when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great flick.
Very, very much
Louis
so.
Anderson is 67 years old today, comedian who used to host Family Feud. Tommy Hilfiger, 69 years old today. Lee Oscar, 72. That's the harmonica player in War. People celebrating birthdays in the heavens. Lee Emmy, Steve McQueen, and Harry Houdini.
You mentioned Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah.
How old is he today?
69.
I wonder, is anybody that you know of getting those Hilfiger jeans anymore?
I still have some Hilfiger products.
Do you really?
I will tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I know I've been hearing that advertisement and hearing about it a while for like Stitch Fix, where you can kind of like do a monthly payment into a club and they'll send you like clothes every month.
Yep.
I wonder if they'd send you like some Tommy Hilfiger clothes if that's what's in right now.
Bonnie, I was just reading this and it made me extremely, very, very hungry because today is National Cheesesteak Day.
Oh gosh. Oh, that just is mouth watering.
Yeah. Think about that. Think about that. You know what? I'm speechless.
This is weird, but I'm thinking breakfast right now. I could actually go for a cheesesteak with an egg on top.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see who's on the phone right now. We have a phone call. Hi, WSTU. You are on the air with us. Good morning.
Hello there, guys.
Oh, it's the old man down the road.
He is alive.
He's alive, but unfortunately, you called at the most inopportune time, and I'll tell you why. Because, old man, we have to do our news here. So I'm going to ask you: Are you just waking up?
Waking up?
Yes.
I've been up since. Oh gosh, I don't know.
Well,
the chicken just woke me up.
All right. Well, what I want you to do, old man, is go make yourself some scrambled eggs, make some bacon, some home fries, take about 10 minutes, and then give us a call back at around 7:30 or so.
Yeah, and
7:40.
Put on your Tommy Hilfiger jeans.
Yeah, put on your Tommy Hilfiger jeans and give us a call back around 7:30, 7:35, and then we can talk to you because we have to do our news and we have to do our our duty and deliver the information to the public that's out there listening. Is that okay with you, old man?
Okay, I guess so.
Well, it's gonna have to be, old man. I mean, you have no choice. So say good night, old man.
Good night, old man.
All right, there we go.
Well, he probably heard you talking about him and got him up and moving this morning. So,
I hope so.
So you did a good thing, Evan.
I definitely hope so.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
inspired him to get that circulation going.
Yes, got the circulation going without a doubt. 7:20, it's news time, brought to you by Discovery Senior Living. Bonnie is standing by at the. Are you at the old man's news desk? I see you moved locations.
Oh no, I'm still at.
He had a news desk around here somewhere too.
Yeah, I'm
so
still.
You
at
stay at your news desk.
my
Don't mess
own-
with his furniture.
Okay, right.
All right, please do. All right, Bonnie, what's going on?
Well, the death toll from the coronavirus continues to climb in Florida. The Department of Health says that 17 people have died from COVID-19. Over 1,200 people in the state have tested positive. Most Florida beaches, too, are closed because of the coronavirus. And Governor Ron DeSantis says that he's considered calls to shut down the state, but says it isn't necessary or practical at this time. The governor has sent a letter to President Trump formally requesting that he declare a major disaster in Florida. DeSantis also announced that those flying in from New York and New Jersey should quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. Sales practices by a South Florida cruise line have gotten the attention of Attorney General Ashley Moody.
Norwegian Cruise Line will be investigated after the company was accused of using misleading and potentially dangerous sales pitches. The Miami-based company is accused of giving its sales team inaccurate one-liners to respond to passenger concerns about COVID-19. The managers allegedly told employees to downplay the risks while selling cruise packages, or that the coronavirus can only survive in cold temperatures. The AG said the action by her office should serve as a warning to other potential scammers. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Travelers passing through Orlando International Airport should be aware of a new coronavirus case. The TSA announced yesterday that a fifth agent at Orlando International has tested positive for COVID-19. The agent last worked at the airport on March 12th. The TSA says the agent is recovering at home. Doctors are reporting that people infected with coronavirus may lose their sense of smell and perhaps taste. The World Health Organization is looking into it, but some experts are already saying that changes in taste and smell might be a useful tool to screen people for infection. They cite reports from South Korea, China, and Italy. Virus infection is already a known cause of smell loss, and in some cases it can be permanent. But in cases of the coronavirus, it looks more like a temporary effect. Social distancing means many large events have been canceled to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. That also means food truck operators are finding it nearly impossible to do business, as many primarily cater to large gatherings. Food truck owners say while brick and mortar restaurants have had to close completely, restaurants have the option to do curbside pickup to keep some money coming in. But with restaurants, bars, and breweries closing, food truck owners say they do not have much to fall back on. Brian Bellamy, who goes by Red, owns the Red's Kitchen food truck. For years, his business has been steady. He started noticing the hit to business around St. Patrick's Day when the city of Port St. Lucie had to cancel the St. Patrick's Day festival. For the second time in as many days, a $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus package failed a key procedural vote in the Senate. The bill, which was introduced by the Trump administration, was blocked by Democratic senators voting against it. Democrats have said the bill offers too much to corporations and not enough protection against the funds being used for stock buybacks and executive pay. Republicans urge that the bill be passed quickly so the federal government can begin sending Americans checks of up to $1,200 to help stimulate the economy. As the Senate bill failed, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi introduced her own stimulus bill in the House of Representatives, a move that could lengthen the amount of time it could take for the government to provide aid to economically strapped Americans. Well, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics will have to wait. According to USA Today, the Summer Games have become the latest major sporting event to be postponed or canceled as a result of the global COVID-19 outbreak. International Olympic Committee member Dick Pound told USA Today that the Games will likely be pushed to 2021 and that a plan will be put in place on how to proceed in the next 4 weeks. With our news time, 7:20, we'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:26 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we've seen an accident this morning on the Turnpike southbound in Palm City with those southbound lanes being blocked in that area right around mile marker 136. Other areas, St. Lucie County, we don't have any traffic accidents to report. US 1's looking good this morning. There's your latest look at traffic. 68 degrees right now in Stewart, and here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-60s. Some isolated showers could be drifting in from offshore, otherwise patchy fog for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs reaching the low 80s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for a spotty shower. Winds will stay light out of the southeast. Tomorrow, winds shift out of the southwest. That's going to cook up those temperatures to the mid to upper 80s. We'll be pushing close to records tomorrow. Partly sunny skies, a couple of isolated showers. By the end of the work week, mostly sunny skies, temperatures back to the low to mid 80s, low rain chances, and light southeasterly winds.
Have something you want to hear on the program or a suggestion? Then send us an email to the show, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Here's the thing, we started out friends, but then we had to do fractions. Yeah. Since you've been home, I'm gonna pull out all my hair, trying to understand upon its square. Yeah. Since you've been home, I never did math this way. Not sure this is helping you. How do teachers do this all day? 'Cause since you've been home, I gotta teach for the first time. I'm checking my phone, yeah. But thanks to Google, I will guess that's the answer they want. Since you've been home.
Yeah, I've got a lot of those parody songs, Bonnie.
Yeah.
That was Since You've Been Home.
I know.
Or the original was Since You've Been Gone. Do you know who did it?
There was Kelly Clarkson, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Very
one
good.
of her early hits.
Very good.
She's
proud of you.
Yeah, she's pretty incredible.
All right. Definitely so. I like the Kelly Clarkson show. You ever watched it on TV in the morning? Actually, in the afternoons?
You know, I was so inspired to watch the very first one, Evan, even though it comes on against a show that I watched on the other channel at the same time. The timing, I watched The Talk, so I did tune in for the Kelly Clarkson, the very first episode of her, just to see what it was all about.
right.
But I haven't been watching it on a regular basis.
Sometimes people do idiotic things, sometimes people do silly things, but most importantly, sometimes people get in the
stupid news.
And boy, do we have some stupid people, because it seems like every day there's more stupid stuff.
Yeah. We even had some this morning in my real news,
Yeah.
which will be up and coming, of people trying to use those chemicals to block the virus, like chloroquine phosphate, which
Yeah, that's
actually
stupidity.
is an additive commonly used to clean fish tanks.
Yeah. With schools closing due to the coronavirus pandemic and many parents facing being left to teach their children at home, one mom found her techniques weren't up to the usual standards. So last week, it was announced that the schools in the UK would close as the coronavirus pandemic continues to spread across the nation. Now, the decision will have left many parents with the headache of childcare, balancing work from home and looking after their little ones, and the unbelievable task of homeschooling. With closures in place until further notice, keeping up your kids' education is important. But one mom who has tried to bring the classroom to her home has been fiercely criticized by her own kid online. Candace Kennedy, originally from the United States, was only one day into her attempts at being both a mom and a teacher to her 8-year-old Ben, when she was given a harsh dose of reality. She discovered her dear son's diary entry in which he evaluated his mom's efforts and shared a picture of the hilarious review on Facebook, where it's now gained 278,000 shares and 14,000 comments.
Okay, so this lady tried to have homeschool at home.
Yeah, with her 8-year-old.
Okay.
8-year-old didn't like it.
Yeah.
Wrote in his diary, put it on Facebook, and it's gone viral.
Well, how dare he?
He basically said his mother's teaching sucked.
That's horrible, because mom just became a teacher.
Yeah.
Mom is new at it.
Yes.
And hopefully she can gain some more inspiration from her 8-year-old son.
Nothing like throwing your mom under the bus.
I guess so, right?
Let's go to Russia, where a Russian bodybuilder has been slammed for an Instagram photo she posted of herself in a bikini, but it's just not any ordinary bikini. It's a bikini made of surgical masks.
Wow.
Absolute nonsense. As the world grapples with the terrifying threat of COVID-19, a girl by the name of Yulia thought she'd give the world a bit of a giggle. The problem is that no one is laughing, not even her 515,000 Instagram followers. The 29-year-old beauty-equipped, I just ordered on AliExpress this trendy swimsuit. The built-in valves allows the skin to breathe. Unfortunately, you can't wear it for more than just 2 hours. I don't know whether this has become a new challenge on Instagram, but I like the idea. What do you think? She says.
The idea might seem better to some, perhaps if it were at another time.
Yes. Hector Anibal Jimenez, better known as Pastor Jimenez in Argentina, was recently accused of trying to profit off of the global coronavirus pandemic by trying to sell, get this, blessed antibacterial gel to his followers. Okay? Blessed antibacterial gel to his followers.
It gives myself even me, I would probably want to buy some, because it gives me a nice psychological
really,
feeling.
Bonnie, you would buy this.
If it's blessed, yeah. It just would make me feel good about it.
Can you bring in a sanitizer tomorrow and I will bless it for you? And will you feel better?
Maybe we could get Father Christian to come in and he can bless it for us.
Okay, we'll do that. I have Father Christian's phone number.
Okay.
The Argentine evangelical pastor was denounced last Wednesday before prosecutor Matias Mackenzie by a lawyer who said that the antibacterial gel was being offered at the Temple of Waves of Love and Peace located in Buenos Aires neighborhood of Amagra. Wow.
See, just the name Temple of Waves makes me feel nice.
Yeah, definitely so. And we have one more story before we go to the phones. A New York couple practiced safe social distancing during their outdoor wedding by having the ceremony officiated by a friend from the window of his 4th floor apartment. Riley Jennings and Amanda Wheeler said they decided to move their wedding up, okay, which was originally scheduled for October due to the fears of the coronavirus crisis could worsen. So they procured a marriage license Thursday from the New York City Marriage Bureau with the intention of returning the following day for the ceremony. The couple found their plans were foiled on Friday when the mayor ordered the bureau closed indefinitely. Jennings and Wheeler elicited the help of friend Matt Wilson, a licensed marriage officiant, and they held their wedding on the street outside of Wilson's apartment while Wilson was 4 stories up, and he yelled the wedding vows down to the couple on the street, and he performed the wedding ceremony.
Any way to make it work, right?
Any way to make it work.
Usually people are postponing their weddings and they move theirs up. How about
for
that?
For sure. Hi, WSTU. You are on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Well, I told you I got up and I went.
Okay. All right. You went. Hopefully you didn't go to the bathroom.
His get up and go got up and went.
Yes, his get up and go got up and went. Well, old man, how are you faring during all this stuff going on?
Well, I've been stuck here, for 4 weeks, and Edna's killing me here.
Edna? Why?
Oh,
How is
yeah.
it? How is Edna killing you?
Oh my goodness, she has the grandchild here, and my goodness, homeschooling. That little rascal don't know squat about learning.
Well, how old's the grandchild, old man?
He's 15.
15. And why doesn't he know squat about learning?
No, I don't know what they teach in the school, but he called a bomb scare in today.
What?
Yeah, he says he called them back with his cell phone to the house, and he called it a bomb scare. So,
Now, wait a minute. How do you call in a bomb scare to the school when nobody's at the school? Or did he call a bomb scare into the house where
That's
he's
what
being
he did.
Oh, wow.
Homeschool.
He didn't like
Home-
being taught at home, so he called a bomb scare in to the house to try. Oh my gosh, really?
Well, he got suspended by Edna. Now he's in his room.
Oh, okay.
Old man, you should be happy there is a 15-year-old in your house to teach you things
Yeah.
and fix your electronics around the home.
Well, he's not as smart as I am. I'm telling you right now.
Wow. Wow. So how old is Edna, by the way?
Old enough to know better.
Okay. All right. You don't want to divulge the age? How old are you, old man?
Older than Edna.
Okay. Boy, old man is just full of jokes today.
Are you like, is Edna like your cougar?
Oh, she's more than a cougar. She's a tiger.
Oh, wow. A tagger. Okay. All right. Very good. All right.
So
well,
how you guys faring out down there?
oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're definitely doing well. We got plenty of supplies. Everything's going well down here. How about up by you where I have no idea. Where do we find you at today? Because, I know that you like to drive around the country in your, 1973 Chevy van that's has like 200,000 miles on it. So how are you faring traveling around the country?
Well, right now, I'm close to a friend of mine who lives in Kentucky,
Okay.
and so he's going to invite me over to his house, and Edna and I are going to have some dinner.
Okay, but how are you going to do that with social distancing? You're not supposed to really, get within, so many feet of people. So how are you going to do that? What are you going to, have dinner out in your van and he's going to cook inside? How's that going to work?
We got the barbecue grill, so we're going to be outside.
Okay.
Are you going to go out in the field and make some dandelion salad?
No,
Dandelion salad. What is that, Bonnie?
Dandelion salad? You don't know what that is?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Bonnie, what is dandelion salad?
Well, I watched a show about cheap things that people do and some of the cheapest people in the world. And there was a family living out in the country and they wanted to save some money and they were holding this huge dinner. So the lady went out back in her field and picked grass and dandelions and made a salad out of it.
Okay.
And that was their salad dish.
All right. So, old man, since you guys are homeschooling your 15-year-old grandson, and Bonnie is here in studio, I thought this would be a perfect time to play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? So I want to test your knowledge with Bonnie, if that's okay with you. Do you mind, old man?
Sure, go ahead.
And the last time I think he beat me on that matter, so let's try again.
Okay, all right, very good. I think you're confusing that with somebody else.
Okay.
I don't think you've ever played this with the old man before.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to ask you first, old man, how many white stripes are on the American flag? Is it 6, A6, B7, or C13?
13.
13? Okay, well, are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, well, guess what? There's only 6 white stripes on the American flag.
I think the 13 was the 13 stars for the colonies.
No,
old
it's
man.
13 total stripes.
Oh.
See, that's where you got it confused. You weren't paying. Is your hearing aid turned up, old man?
What?
Is your hearing aid turned up?
What?
See, his hearing aid must be off. Okay. All right, Bonnie, this question's for you. If you visited number 1 Observatory Circle in Washington, D.C., whose house would you be visiting? A, Ben Franklin, B, the Vice President of the United States, or C, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court?
I'm going to A Ben Franklin.
A, Ben Franklin? Incorrect. It's B, the Vice President of the United States.
He lives on Observatory Lane?
Yes, Observatory
that
Circle
true?
in D.C. Yes.
So that's where Mike Pence is
That's where Mike Pence is
living right now.
Yes, please do not go to his home. All right, old man, this question is for you. From the Disney movie Finding Nemo, what kind of fish is Nemo? A, a goldfish, B, a rainbow guppy, or C, a clownfish?
It's a clownfish.
Very good. I understand that's your favorite movie as well.
Oh, yeah. I like Dory a lot.
I'm sure you do.
He
All
likes
right.
that and Moana.
Yes. All right, Bonnie, here's your question. How many pairs of wings does a bee have? A1, B2, or C4?
B2.
B2 is correct. All right. All right, old man, you've got the final question. Okay. What is the current price of a first-class stamp in America? Is it A, 52 cents, B, 54 cents, or C, 55 cents?
I think it's 52.
52? Incorrect. Bonnie, you want to take a stab at it?
I think it did go up to 54 by now.
Incorrect.
Oh.
You're both wrong.
Wow.
It's 55 cents.
Oh, it's 55 cents?
55 cents.
What are they thinking? I got to pay that much for a stamp?
Yeah, to send a letter somewhere.
Could you imagine how much a book of stamps is going to cost
It's
me now?
expensive. It's not
That's
cheap.
why you got email.
There you go. See, the old man does have every now and then a knowledgeable thing to say. All right, well, old man, thank you so much for checking in with us. Why don't you head on down the road and, as always, say goodnight, old man.
Good night, old man.
There you go. And that's the old man down the road. He pays us a visit every so often here on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time now for news right now, all brought to you by Alfa Romeo Stewart, where the rich heritage of Italian motoring is now within reach during the spring acceleration event at the all-new Alfa Romeo Stewart. Get a new 2020 Alfa Romeo Giulia for just $379 a month. Alfa Romeo Stewart, located 3980 Southeast Federal Highway in Stewart, or online at alfaromeostewart.com. Luxury Legacy Alfa Romeo Stewart. MSRP $40,640. Rear-wheel drive, 36-month lease. Total due at signing, $5,179. No security deposit, plus tax, title, and license. With approved credit, ends March 31st, 2020. It's time for news right now. Let's over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. And the death toll from the coronavirus continues to climb in Florida. The Department of Health says that 17 people have died from COVID-19. Over 1,200 people in the state have tested positive, and most Florida beaches are now closed because of coronavirus. Ron DeSantis says he's considered calls to shut down the state, but says it's not necessary or practical at this time. The governor has sent a letter to President Trump formally requesting that he declare a major disaster in Florida. DeSantis also announced that those flying in from New York and New Jersey should quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. Sales practices by a South Florida cruise line have gotten the attention of Attorney General Ashley Moody.
Norwegian Cruise Line will be investigated after the company was accused of using misleading and potentially dangerous sales pitches. The Miami-based company is accused of giving its sales team inaccurate one-liners to respond to passenger concerns about COVID-19. The managers allegedly told employees to downplay the risks while selling cruise packages, or that the coronavirus can only survive in cold temperatures. The AG said the action by her office should serve as a warning to other potential scammers. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Travelers passing through Orlando International Airport should be aware of a new coronavirus case. The TSA announced yesterday that a fifth agent at Orlando International Airport had tested positive for COVID-19. The agent last worked at the airport on March 12th. The TSA says the agent is recovering at home. With many Americans avoiding getting on board passenger jets amid the spread of coronavirus, United Airlines has a plan to continue operating some of its fleet of planes. United Airlines said that it is using some of its largest planes as cargo planes. United Airlines said the flights will be used to carry critical goods. And United said it is using its Boeing 777 and 787 fleet to run 40 charter flights each week and is looking to add some more routes. Doctors are reporting that people infected with coronavirus may lose their sense of smell and perhaps taste. The World Health Organization is looking into it, but some experts are already saying that changes in taste and smell might be a useful tool to screen people for infection. They cite reports from South Korea, China, and Italy. Virus infection is already a known cause of smell loss, and in some cases it can be permanent, but in cases of the coronavirus, it looks more like a temporary effect. For the second time in as many days, a $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus package failed a key procedural vote in the Senate. The bill, which was introduced by the Trump administration, was blocked after Democratic senators voted against it. Democrats have said the bill offers too much to corporations and not enough protection against the funds being used for stock buybacks and executive pay. Republicans urged that the bill be passed quickly so the federal government can begin sending Americans checks of up to $1,200 to help stimulate the economy. As the Senate bill failed, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi introduced her own stimulus bill in the House of Representatives, a move that could lengthen the amount of time it could take for the government to provide aid to economically strapped Americans. And finally, Banner Health experts are warning the public against using inappropriate medications after an Arizona man died and his wife was hospitalized after taking chemicals they believed could help protect against coronavirus. On Sunday, the man and his wife, both in their 60s, took chloroquine phosphate, an additive commonly used to clean fish tanks. Within 30 minutes, experienced effects that required admittance to a nearby hospital. The man died and his wife remains under critical care, according to a hospital spokesperson. And in sports from the Dallas Cowboys, five-time Pro Bowl center Travis Frederick announced unexpectedly that he's retiring at the age of 29. This was not an easy decision, Frederick said in a statement. I thank the Jones family, the entire Cowboys organization, and my teammates for allowing me to go on this wild ride. And it looks like the 2020 Tokyo Olympics will have to wait. The Summer Games have become the latest major sporting event to be postponed or canceled as a result of global COVID-19. International Olympic Committee member Dick Pound told USA Today that the Games will likely be pushed to 2021 and that a plan will be put in place on how to proceed in the next 4 weeks. News time is 7:50. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
7:52 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we've been seeing that accident on the Turnpike southbound in Palm City, and it looks like the lanes of southbound direction are back open now, so traffic finally getting through in that area. We don't have any other accidents or slowdowns to report right here. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 69 degrees in Stewart and 67 right now in Port St. Lucie. Here's our forecast, WPTV.
The Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-60s. Some isolated showers could be drifting in from offshore, otherwise patchy fog for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs reaching the low 80s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for a spotty shower. Winds will stay light out of the southeast. Tomorrow, winds shift out of the southwest. That's going to cook up those temperatures to the mid to upper 80s. We'll be pushing close to records tomorrow. Partly sunny skies, a couple of isolated showers. By the end of the work week, mostly sunny skies, temperatures back to the low to mid 80s, low rain chances, and light southeasterly winds.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
On March 13th, family members were asked to remove themselves from public spaces. That request came from the government. Deep down, they knew it was right, but they also knew someday things would return to normal. With nowhere else to go, they were quarantined in their homes. Can an entire family share a house during a pandemic without driving each other crazy? The Odd Quandary, now playing out in most U.S. households. Check your mother's temper for showtime.
That was cute. I like that one. That was
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
The Odd Couple. I'm picturing them both walking down that city street in the
Yeah.
broad daylight and sunshine.
Yeah.
Can we even do that now?
Yeah, from the pages of askmen.com, here's a list of the weirdest myths that guys believe in. I'm always talking about the women, so I'm going to throw the guys here a little bit. Left-handed pitchers throw a better curveball. That's a myth.
It is.
Okay,
isn't
it is a myth. It's not true.
Yeah.
To see what your girlfriend's backside will look like in 20 years, check out your girlfriend's mom's backside. That's another myth.
It is a
Okay,
myth.
it's a myth. It's a myth.
Oh, I always thought that one was true.
No. No. Absolutely not.
Isn't that what they always said? To see
No,
what your girlfriend looks like in 20 years, look at her mom.
Yeah, look at her mom's backside. No, that's not true. How about having a beer the morning after a night of drinking prevents a hangover? That's another myth.
Isn't
Okay,
that
it
what they
is.
call a hair of the dog?
No, that's another myth.
That's been a myth after
It's a-
all this
it's a-
time.
It's a myth that guys believe in. In golf, the harder you swing, the further the ball will go. That's another myth.
Yeah.
That's a myth.
That's
and
what
finally,
I would think too.
finally, all women secretly fantasize about being with another woman. That's another myth.
Yeah.
Guys think that.
Yeah.
Guys
you're,
think that.
you're thinking wrong.
So if you're
Well,
with
maybe some women are. I can't speak for all the women.
well, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to go there because I simply just don't want to
But
go.
do all guys think that, they said, or most guys?
They said most guys
Oh,
think that.
most guys are
It's a
thinking
myth.
that.
It's myth.
But it's just a mythological.
It's just a myth. That's all it is. Feast or famine, as they say.
Yeah.
Do you have any myths at all that you ever thought of when you were,
Oh, yeah, like you're going to catch a cold if you go outside in the
after
freezing.
a shower or something like that? That's
Yeah.
a myth.
Or if you go outside in
Yeah.
the snowbank and you don't wear a scarf or hat, you're bound to catch a cold.
Not going to happen. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is up next, and then more of the Get Up and Go show. Don't go anywhere.
On the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go show. And now here's your host, Evan and Bonnie.
8:07 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. And it's, you know, what day it is? It's Tuesday, right, Bonnie?
Yes, it's a very important day when we always speak with the sheriff of Martin County.
That's right. And the sheriff is joining us now on our live line all the way from the Palatial Palace of Martin County Sheriff's Office. I actually went to when I met him a couple of months ago before we started doing our thing after Mike had left. I went in and met with the sheriff and Christine, and it was just I felt very warm when I walked in through the front door.
Yeah.
And I like that feeling when you walk into the sheriff's office.
You must have a feeling of safety.
I did. I felt very safe. How could
I
you
would
not?
feel safe too.
How could you not? Oh, I can't forget the sheriff's on the line. Good morning, Sheriff. How are you?
Hey, Mike and Bonnie, Martin County. Good morning. Good.
All right. And obviously, we know what we're gonna talk about this morning. It's in the news. It's all over the place. You can't simply avoid it. COVID-19. It's all over the place. Talk to us a little bit, if you would, about what's going on, what the sheriff's office is doing as far as to prepare for any major outbreaks. Right now, thank the Lord, I think there's only 2 confirmed cases. Am I correct, in Martin County?
Well, we got another 2 in yesterday.
Okay.
So, yeah, we have 4.
Okay.
To answer your question, we're unlike probably most entities, the hospital being similar to us and some others. We not only have to prepare for ourselves and contingency plans, the continuity of leadership, and how to protect our people. We have the same exact concerns that every other business entity has in Martin County, and that is for our employees. But then secondly, we have 60,000 residents in Martin County who look to us for public safety. So on a parallel track, we're taking care of our people and getting the equipment we need, and the PPEs and the policies in place. And then we're also have formulated plans for how to take care of our community.
Now, let's talk a little bit first, Sheriff, about the beach closures. How is that going as far as that just recently happened? I know that when we spoke a week or so ago, you and I chatted and we openly had a conversation about go to the beach, relax, breathe some fresh air. There's plenty of space, but now the beaches are closed. How is that being enforced?
Yeah, well, what happened, unfortunately, is that, I guess it was inevitable because of spring break and because the young people are out of school now here for an extended period of time. There were more people at the beach than would be normal. So it became impossible for the social distancing, the groups of 10s, and really the final crushing blow for us as far as keeping it open was the people from Palm Beach County, because they closed their beaches. Dade, Broward, Palm Beach beaches were closed, so they came here. So it was an unbelievable amount of people, and we just couldn't keep people from congregating. And as far as closing it, the people of Martin County are very law-abiding. We put signs out, boards, signboards that it was closed. This county put up some fences. The county commission directed that the beaches be closed, and so that's what happened.
Okay. Now, how is the sheriff's office planning on enforcing this as far as if you catch people on the beach? Are there going to be written warnings? How is that all going to be done?
Yeah, we're pretty much taking a very relaxed atmosphere towards the demeanor. This is not a police state. We're not the Gestapo.
Good.
Those are public beaches. Just by closing the parking, really close the beaches. And if somebody gets on the beach through private property, legitimately, we have condominiums and such, that the private property or private access to the beach is not stopped. So you can get to the beach if you live there, and there's no parking for someone to go. So for now, it's just easy if there's nobody there.
So basically, if if you're going to the beaches are off limits, the public beaches, but if you have a home on a beach or if you live in a condo, you can still go on the beach because that's your private property. I want to make sure I understand that.
Yes, you stated exactly correctly, and I'll just say this. We're not running after every shiny object. Our goal is not to put people in jail or to yell at people for congregating. Our job is to provide public safety and a peaceful environment for the people of Martin County. And the goal is to keep people healthy and safe, not to chase after a few people walking on the beach.
I love that attitude. I really do. And that's such a great positive attitude. In my humble opinion, I think that's why people even respect the deputies that are out there representing your department even higher. And the integrity is very high because of that, because there's much more important things to do than just chase people because they're on a beach, as far as that goes. And more importantly, it's keeping people safe, right, Sheriff?
That's all we care about, is keeping people safe. And if we can have a hand in preventing the disease spread and get us back to work sooner because people are healthier or staying healthy, then all the better. Then that's what we're here for.
Let's talk a little bit, and I want to reiterate about some things that we touched about last week as far as the office hours for the lobby. If people need to come to the sheriff's office, if we could maybe even reiterate some of the things we touched upon last week for our listeners that didn't catch that.
Yes, for all intents and purposes, our front lobby is closed. We have a tent outside with a table. If people come to the lobby, we go out, we try to we determine what they need. If they need a police report, we steer them to go online. They can get those reports for free. There are some services we're just not performing now, such as voluntary fingerprints. So that's on hold. We're still doing sexual predator registrations at our jail. We're just being very careful with those. And every service of the Martin County Sheriff's Office is open. It's just whatever can be done online now, we're doing online.
Okay. Now, what about as far as the court systems go, Sheriff? If people need to renew a tag, renew a driver's license, or things like that, the majority of that stuff can be done now online, correct?
Yes. And we've been in contact with the tax collector's office, Ms. Pietraszewski.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing everything online. She was open until a couple of days ago, but my understanding now is that it's all being done online.
All right, very good. So all those things that can be done where you go in person, now you can do online. As far as, let's say, Sheriff, and of course, worst case scenario, somebody's license tag is expiring, and they can't get down there to renew it, and they don't have online access. How is something like that going to be handled?
Well, there's an executive order now that extends the due dates by a month.
Okay.
So if your birth month and it comes up due right now, you're okay. And we'll go back to the drawing boards as that month begins to toll. If it's not extended, we have discretion. The sheriff's office has discretion. I can't speak for the highway patrol. I can't speak for our municipal agencies. But in Martin County, we will not be, I can tell you this now, we're not going to be enforcing expired tags. Our people in this county have too much pressure. And if you can't get your tag done, you're not going to have a problem with Martin County deputies.
I love you guys. You guys are great. You're lenient. You're flexible. You're willing to work with people. And I wish more people and more agencies would be like that. Unfortunately, not every agency can be like you and your agency. That's why I think that your agency is so highly respected, Sheriff.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but I would go as far as to say most of my 67 fellow elected sheriffs, and there's one that's not elected, he's appointed down in Miami,
right,
are probably operating under this. We work for the people. I'm talking to one of my bosses now. The people listening are my bosses. I'm not your boss. The people of Martin County are my boss, and I think that's how they would want me to be.
You know, it's kind of like it's an analogy, and I hate to say this, to you, and I refer to it because I come from a very different type of a background with all the different things that I used to do. And I'm sure you knew who Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is. Am I correct?
Oh, yeah.
He was known in the wrestling world as the People's Champ. I like to refer to you as the People's Sheriff.
Well, it's very kind.
And it's a great analogy because he was there for his fans, and you are there for your people to make sure that your people are safe and sound 24/7.
Yeah, we love the PR that you do.
Here's the thing: if people know us and trust us and believe in us and look at us as life rafts in the storm, we can work so much better than if they look at us as dark tinted windows, sunglass wearing, ticket writing agents of the state.
Right, exactly. And it's also something else too. When you don't see the sheriff on TV, things are good. Things are calm. Things are going the way they need to go. But as they say, when you see the top dog, when you see the sheriff on TV, it's something serious and you need to pay attention. Otherwise, just kind of kick back, relax, take a deep breath, take it all in, and don't panic. Don't panic because there's too many people panicking right now, right?
Yeah, there's no reason to panic. We know we have 4 cases here. We know it spreads easily. We know what to do. We've heard all of the guidance on the social distancing. If we do that, I'm really tracking with the whole trend that as soon as we can get back to work, let's get back to work.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, let's get people back in the offices.
The earlier, the better.
Yeah, let's get these restaurants back opened up. Let's clean things up a little bit. And if everybody just heeds to what they're saying and following the rules, you know what? We'll be back in business sooner than later, I think.
Yeah, I'm for that.
All right. Sheriff, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Godspeed to you as always. And we thank you for everything you do. And like I say to every, myself personally, like I say to every law enforcement that I meet, every officer, thank you for your service so much.
We love doing it. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye-bye. Bonnie, I'm a firm believer in that. If it's just, heed on the side of caution. Just be careful.
Oh, you have to. And he was talking about the tag registrations too.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that I got mine in at time, but I did this all before this coronavirus came.
Cannot renew my tag online. And the reason I am not allowed to is because I, many years ago, had my identity stolen. So I have all these flags up on my accounts that prevent me from doing certain things online.
So you have to do it
I'm
by
one of
mail?
those people. No.
Or go in the office?
I could do it by mail, but I'm one of those people that has to go into the office or do it by mail.
Yeah.
I cannot renew online. So it's detrimental to me. But with what he said, if you're tooling through Martin County and your tag's expired, you know what? They're not going to give you a ticket. They're going
to give you at least like a 30-day or so grace
they'll give you
period,
what's called a mulligan, so to speak.
With it.
They'll give you a mulligan. They'll give you a free buy. They'll give you do not go to jail. Do not, like Monopoly. You don't go to jail. You just go right by it.
I just can't wait to go straight to the beach, and I can't wait till our beaches get back open.
Definitely. I agree with you there, Bonnie. 8:20 right now. It's news time, brought to you by Discovery Senior Living. Bonnie's standing out at the news desk right now in the other room with the headlines. Bonnie?
Well, the death toll from the coronavirus continues to climb in Florida. The Department of Health says that 17 people have died from COVID-19. Over 1,200 people in the state have tested positive. And Governor Ron DeSantis says he's considered calls to shut down the state, but says it isn't necessary or practical at this time. The governor has sent a letter to President Trump formally requesting that he declare a major disaster in Florida. DeSantis also announced that those flying in New York and New Jersey should quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. And the first COVID-19 case has been confirmed in St. Lucie County. Officials made that announcement on Saturday afternoon in a press briefing in Fort Pierce. The individual was identified as a 56-year-old man who lives in St. Lucie County. County leaders said the man is at home in self-isolation and following the guidance of the county and state health officials. St. Lucie County Administrator Howard Tipton reminded the community about the need to practice good hygiene and social distancing. Sales practices by a South Florida cruise line have gotten the attention of Attorney General Ashley Moody.
Norwegian Cruise Line will be investigated after the company was accused of using misleading and potentially dangerous sales pitches. The Miami-based company is accused of giving its sales team inaccurate one-liners to respond to passenger concerns about COVID-19. The managers allegedly told employees to downplay the risks while selling cruise packages, or that the coronavirus can only survive in cold temperatures. The AG said the action by her office should serve as a warning to other potential scammers. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Travelers passing through Orlando International Airport should be aware of a new coronavirus case. The TSA announced yesterday that a fifth agent at Orlando International Airport has tested positive for COVID-19. The agent last worked at the airport on March 12th. The TSA says the agent is recovering at home. Doctors are reporting that people infected with the coronavirus may lose their sense of smell and perhaps taste. The World Health Organization is looking into it, but some experts are already saying that changes in taste and smell might be a useful tool to screen people for infection. Virus infection is already a known cause of smell loss, and in some cases it can be permanent, but in cases of the coronavirus, it looks more like a temporary effect. For the second time in as many days, a $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus package failed a key procedural vote in the Senate. The bill, which was introduced by the Trump administration, was blocked after Democratic senators voted against it. Democrats have said the bill offers too much to corporations and not enough protection against the funds being used for stock buybacks and executive pay. Republicans urged that the bill be passed quickly so the federal government can begin sending Americans checks of up to $1,200 to help stimulate the economy. As the Senate bill failed, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi introduced her own stimulus bill in the House of Representatives, a move that could lengthen the amount of time it could take for the government to provide aid to economically strapped Americans. Well, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics will have to wait, and this according to USA Today. The Summer Games have become the latest major sporting event to be postponed or canceled as a result of the global COVID-19 outbreak. International Olympic Committee member Dick Pound told USA Today that the Games will likely be pushed to 2021 and that a plan will be put in place on how to proceed in the next 4 weeks. And from the Dallas Cowboys, 5-time Pro Bowl center Travis Frederick announced unexpectedly that he's retiring at the age of 29. News time is 8:24. Traffic and weather together next.
$8:26 the time right now, the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we don't have any traffic accidents for now, so if you're heading out, you have to get there by 9. You should. The roads throughout Martin and St. Lucie County are clear. There's your latest look at traffic. It's a partly cloudy morning in Stuart, 68, and Port St. Lucie, 67. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
The Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-60s. Some isolated showers could be drifting in from offshore, otherwise patchy fog for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs reaching the low 80s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for a spotty shower. Winds will stay light out of the southeast. Tomorrow, winds shift out of the southwest. That's going to cook up those temperatures to the mid to upper 80s. We'll be pushing close to records tomorrow. Partly sunny skies, a couple of isolated showers. By the end of the work week, mostly sunny skies, temperatures back to the low to mid 80s, low rain chances, and light southeasterly winds.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give them a call at any time, 772-220-WSTU. That's 772-220-9788. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go Show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:30 is the time right now. The Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie, and it's time to take a trip to outer space where Randy Siegel is standing by with the latest and greatest space report. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning from space.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Well, this date in history. Back in 1992, NASA launched the STS-45 space shuttle mission with Shuttle Atlantis. Carrying a crew of 7, they did a lot of science work on there. It was the Atlas mission. The Atlas mission had a bay of instruments that they used to look at the sun, the Earth, and to get a lot more information. Highly successful mission that took place. The astronauts on board the International Space Station are doing a lot of busy work up there. Each of the crew members had, believe it or not, a visual acuity test. Thought we were talking about that this morning, huh? Well, NASA astronaut Andrew Morgan started first just after his lunchtime and the crew set up a laptop computer with a vision chart and read the characters with one hand over one eye as ground doctors monitored in real time. Morgan then started the morning tending to the mice living in the Japanese Kibo module. The rodents are being observed to understand how microgravity affects genetic expression. Results could inform how humans will adapt to longer missions to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Later on in the afternoon, Morgan explored how the space environment, including radiation, impacts microbes living in the human body. The study seeks to understand how gut bacteria is enriched or depleted in space and how it affects astronaut health. Jessica Meir activated the 3D bioprinter that's being tested for its ability to manufacture human organs in space. In this case, none were produced. All she did was make sure that the facility was working properly and checking out the maintenance of it. Oleg Sherpochka, the Russian, worked on experiments during the morning hours to help researchers understand the ergonomic conditions aboard the orbital lab. The veteran cosmonaut then moved on to computer upgrades before collecting radiation readings in the afternoon. The Russians are still getting ready for a launch to take place on April the 9th for the Soyuz spacecraft from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy will join Ivan Wagner and Anatoly Ivanushin on a 6-hour trip that will take them to the space station. The crew that will be going up next observed various traditions that the Russians have for many, many, many years. In fact, going all the way back to Yuri Gagarin in 1961. The crew planted trees along the Yuri Gagarin alley. Every crew that has gone into space has planted a tree in honor of Gagarin and to show that they are the next one. I can tell you right now, that alley is really filled with many, many trees. The elderly employees of RSC Energia have been ordered to stay at home. Any employees that are 65 years of age or older have been told that they must stay at home because they're the most susceptible to the coronavirus. Therefore, the Russians are being very, very cautious with their space programs. China is testing out their manned spacecraft, which will fly sometime this year. It's a new generation of spacecraft for the Russians and for the Chinese, and they're anxious to see it work properly. The Chinese believe that they can be a big player in the manned spaceflight industry. The big problem here, too, is that China is also trying to work around the coronavirus. And as a result, they have not halted launch operations, but they're being very vigilant in what they do. The Chinese did launch a satellite this morning with an Earth sensing vehicle. The new remote sensing satellite was launched on a Long March 2C rocket and has entered orbit, where they hope it will continue to work for some time. The Chinese have also developed a system whereby they can now track the rocket debris that is left when their rockets fly over habitable areas in China. They want to be able to protect the villagers that live underneath that flight path. At the Pacific Spaceport Complex in Alaska, there was an anomaly that took place. Astra, a company that is getting ready to fly suborbital space flights, had scheduled a launch called One of Three from the Narrow Cape Spaceport this week. However, this anomaly took place, and apparently the vehicle may have been lost. We're still waiting to get more details on this particular mission. India has ordered any of its staff to stay at home that might have or come in contact with the virus, even though they're anxious to get a lot more done with their space vehicles. Safety is the main issue. India is hoping to launch their astronauts in 2021 from India. The astronauts are practicing in Russia, but they certainly are ready to fly when the time comes to do so. The Indians say that they will continue their space program, and they are hopeful of launching 36 missions, including 10 Earth observation satellites and 3 communication satellites during the fiscal year 2020 to 2021. They say the government has given them the money to do that, and they intend to do so. In an unfortunate blow to space enthusiasts who wanted to see the Bigelow Aerospace Company put up a large inflatable hotel in orbit, it has been learned that Bigelow has now, after 2 decades, laid off its entire workforce. The question is this workforce being laid off strictly because of the virus, or has Mr. Bigelow, Robert Bigelow from the hotel chain, has he expended all his money? The hope is that Bigelow can get back on its feet and will eventually be able to launch its space hotels into orbit. In January, NASA selected the Axim Space Company to use one of the ports of a commercial vehicle that's in orbit, starting in late 2024. Well, obviously, Bigelow is not going to be the choice to do that. Scientists are learning that astronauts who will come back from the moon must be quarantined. The Russians and the United States both believe that it is safer to quarantine these astronauts for a period of time to make sure that there are no germs that come back with them from the moon. This was observed in the early part of the Apollo program, but then it was done away with. Well, as we get back to go back to the moon, it looks like we may be doing it again. Russia is reporting that they have received $2.9 million of insurance coverage from a Proton launch that failed. The Russians have been insuring their launch vehicles because they know that they have a problem. And as a result, they want to make sure that they're compensated. Lastly, we want to tell you that NASA feels overstressed with its Mars Moon program. And we'll explain more about that tomorrow, as well as Venezuela wanting to go to space. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's your great daily dose of space in another place from Randy Siegel. He joins us each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Get Up and Go Show. It's time for Ellie's Downtown Deli update with the lovely and talented Bonnie, who is ventured out and sitting on the front porch all by herself because of the social distancing, right, Bonnie?
That's absolutely right. And thanks so much, Evan. And, you know, Randy, too, he said that word overstressed in his space cast.
Yes.
And people are overstressing about what's for dinner, I'm sure. Well, you know, you might want to try something new. I mean, we're just kind of like strapped at home, maybe doing the same old, same old. Maybe we need that sort of newness involved. Well, you can order dinner plates to pick up for 2 right now. Pick them up at Ellie's Downtown Deli and Catering. Yeah, these are priced for 2 people, included chicken marsala with vegetable and pasta. Well, you can order a 4-cheese lasagna with side salad for 2. Salisbury steak with sauteed mushrooms, roasted potatoes, vegetable and brown gravy. You can get a baked ziti dish with a side salad, or maybe make it chicken pot pie with a side salad. Yes, dressed for 2 people, and you want to call Chef Mark. Pre-order your food 24 hours in advance, and you can pick up the following day. So yeah, you can call Mark pretty soon here. Pick your dinner up for 2 tomorrow, and they're priced just right. Call Ellie's Deli at 772-781-6605. Ellie's Deli is at 18 Southeast 6th Street off Colorado Avenue in Stuart.
It's now time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold is back up. It's opening up at $1,650 an ounce, and silver is opening up at $13.76 an ounce. It's time for news right now, brought to you by the all-new Maserati Stewart, where you can spring into savings with the rich heritage of Italian motoring that is now within reach at the all-new Maserati Stewart. Get a new 2019 Levante for $799 a month or 0% financing. Maserati Stewart, located at 3980 Southeast Federal Highway in Stuart, or online at MaseratiStewart.com. Luxury Legacy Maserati Stewart, MSRP $79,000, all-wheel drive, 39-month lease, $8,999 due at signing, plus tax, title, license, no security deposit with approved credit. See dealer for details. Offer ends April the 2nd. It's time for news once again at 8:43. Here's Bonnie from the news desk.
Well, the toll from the coronavirus continuing to climb in Florida. The Department of Health says that 17 people have died from COVID-19. Over 1,200 people in the state have tested positive. Ron DeSantis is saying he's considered calls to shut down the state, but says it's not necessary or practical at this time. The governor has sent a letter to President Trump formally requesting that he declare a major disaster in Florida. DeSantis also announced that those flying in from New York and New Jersey should quarantine themselves for 2 weeks. Sales practices by a South Florida cruise line have gotten the attention of Attorney General Ashley Moody.
Norwegian Cruise Line will be investigated after the company was accused of using misleading and potentially dangerous sales pitches. The Miami-based company is accused of giving its sales team inaccurate one-liners to respond to passenger concerns about COVID-19. The managers allegedly told employees to downplay the risks while selling cruise packages, or that the coronavirus can only survive in cold temperatures. The AG said the action by her office should serve as a warning to other potential scammers. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Travelers passing through Orlando International Airport should be aware of a new coronavirus case. The TSA announced yesterday that a 5th agent at Orlando International had tested positive for COVID-19. The agent last worked at the airport on March 12th. The TSA says the agent is recovering at home. Social distancing means many large events have been canceled to prevent the spread of coronavirus. That also means food truck operators are finding it nearly impossible to do business, as many primarily cater to large gatherings. Food truck owners say while brick and mortar restaurants have had to close completely, restaurants have the option to do curbside pickup to keep some money coming in. But with restaurants, bars, and breweries closing, food truck owners say they do not have much to fall back on. Brian Bellamy, who goes by Red, owns the Red's Kitchen food truck. For years, his business has been steady. He started noticing the hit to business around St. Patrick's Day when the city of Port St. Lucie had to cancel the St. Patrick's Day festival. So did Jim Gilman, who owns Dune Buggy Dogs and more. Weddings being postponed, 2 catering events that following week gone, Red said. And for the second time, a $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus package failed a key procedural vote in the Senate. The bill, which was introduced by the Trump administration, was blocked after Democratic senators voted against it. Democrats have said the bill offers too much to corporations and not enough protection against the funds being used for stock buybacks and executive pay. Republicans urged that the bill be passed quickly so the federal government can begin sending Americans checks of up to $1,200 to help stimulate the economy. As the Senate bill failed, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi introduced her own stimulus bill in the House of Representatives, a move that could lengthen the amount of time it could take for the government to provide aid to economically strapped Americans. Well, from the Dallas Cowboys, five-time Pro Bowl center Travis Frederick announced unexpectedly that he's retiring at age 29. This was not an easy decision, Frederick said in a statement. I thank the Jones family, the entire Cowboys organization, and my teammates for allowing me to go on this wild ride. Frederick's retirement comes nearly 2 years after he received an unsettling diagnosis. Now, just before the 2018 season, Frederick was diagnosed with autoimmune disorder, Guillain-Barré syndrome. His season was lost along with his ability to feel his hands or feet for months. News time right here is 8:47. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:48 right now, the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, right now in Martin County, we do see an accident. This one's on the Turnpike. It's northbound at 129 in Stewart, and no lanes are blocked at the moment. Traffic getting through in that area right now. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 68 in Stewart, 67 in Port St. Lucie. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
The Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-60s. Some isolated showers could be drifting in from offshore, otherwise patchy fog for the morning commute. This afternoon, highs reaching the low 80s, partly sunny skies, and a 20% chance for a spotty shower. Winds will stay light out of the southeast. Tomorrow, winds shift out of the southwest. That's going to cook up those temperatures to the mid to upper 80s. We'll be pushing close to records tomorrow. Partly sunny skies, a couple of isolated showers. By the end of the work week, mostly sunny skies, temperatures back to the low to mid 80s, low rain chances, and light southeasterly winds.
Welcome back to Martin County's Heritage Radio Station, WSTU, AM 1450. Now back to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie.
8:52 right now, the Get Up and Go show. And as we start to wind things down, Bonnie, I've got so many different things I could choose from to do. So I thought that we would do a round of yes or BS. That's always fun, right?
Yeah, it's fun
Kill
to play
a little
that
time
game.
here until we get to 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's always fun when you can go ding, 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 and I got the answer right.
Or I get to go,
I know.
and I get to buzz you.
I'm not liking that sound.
No, I love it when I get to buzz you.
So test my knowledge.
I can get you buzzed. It's the only place I can get you buzzed on the radio and get away with
Yeah,
it.
so could a good cocktail get me
I'm
buzzed.
sure. I'll have to ask Gary about that one.
Bailey's Irish Cream.
Oh,
Always goes.
Really?
It's a
Okay.
good creamy buzz.
You and my wife like Bailey's.
She likes it
She
too.
does. She likes Bailey's.
Yeah. Does she like tequila rose
No.
also?
No.
She doesn't like the creamy strawberry
Nope.
tequila?
Nope. She just likes her Bailey's.
Uh-huh.
I like my Kahlua. She likes her Bailey's.
Oh, I like the Kahlua with
Kahlua and cream.
White Russians.
Yes. Kahlua and cream. I don't like White Russian because it has vodka.
Oh,
I'm not a
okay.
vodka kind of guy.
Yeah. You don't like it in a mix like with a Bloody Mary
No.
either. I don't enjoy Bloody Marys.
For a guy that doesn't drink, I'll have one Kahlua and cream, maybe once every 6 months, and that's it. I'm done.
Well, that's dessert then.
And I think
that's a
that
treat.
once every 6 months is going to happen when I get home later today.
Oh, yeah?
I need something to calm me down.
And also, I know many people Christmas time or maybe
Yeah.
Christmas or
I don't
the
drink
New
at
Year
Christmas.
is the only time they'll break one open.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
But
All
you
right.
might have one today.
I might.
Wow.
Possibly.
Wow.
Maybe.
I don't know what's
I'll let
going
you know.
through your brain.
I'll call you and let you know.
I don't know why you're feeling so down.
Just
maybe it's,
no, I'm good. I'm good now. I'm good now. I got fixed what I had fixed.
Okay.
I couldn't get into my mainframe at the stadium remotely so I could log in, and I just got really upset about it.
Oh, I don't blame you. Technology, that's going to do it. That's,
Yeah.
I bet that's going to be the number one cause of fights that
Yeah.
break out in the household
no,
is
I'm good though.
when the
Everything's working.
technology isn't working.
Yeah, everything's working now, so I'm good.
Because somebody in my household gets very
Yeah.
feisty when
No.
something's not working.
All right, here we go. Yes or BS. The Vince Lombardi Super Bowl is made platinum plated. The trophy, the Vince Lombardi Super Bowl trophy, is made platinum plated.
Platinum plated.
Yes or BS.
I think it should be gold.
You think
so
it should
it's
be gold?
BS.
So it's BS? Correct. It's sterling silver, just like your forks and your knives at home.
Beautiful.
There are more belly dancers in Vegas than anywhere else in the entire world.
In Vegas.
Mhm. Yes or BS?
I bet there's more in Bangkok.
Okay.
So, so I'm going to
Yes
say
or BS?
BS.
BS? Correct. It's Cairo, Egypt.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Fort Necessity in Pennsylvania was the site of the opening battle of the French and Indian War. Yes or BS?
What place in Pennsylvania?
Fort Necessity.
The opening of what battle?
The battle of the French and Indian War. Yes or BS?
Yes.
Yes? Correct. Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac was the campaign song for Democratic presidential candidate Bill Clinton.
Yes.
Yes? Incorrect. It was Don't Stop by Fleetwood
It was
Mac.
Don't Stop.
Yes.
I just heard Fleetwood Mac and
Yes.
then my mind trailed.
Yeah.
You're right. It
All right.
was
In the U.S., there are 125 towns named Turkey. Yes or BS?
BS.
BS? Correct. The average worker bee produces a half cup of honey during its entire lifetime. Yes or BS?
A half cup of honey?
Half a cup.
Yes.
Yes. Incorrect. It's 1/12 of a teaspoon.
That's it.
That's it. Stephen King once described himself as the literary equivalent of the Big Mac and fries. Yes or BS?
As the literary equivalent of Big Mac and fries?
Yes. Yes or BS?
BS.
BS?
I don't,
It's yes.
he compared himself to Big Mac and fries?
Yes, he did. I don't know what the heck he was thinking.
I don't know. You know who he went out on a date with?
No idea.
Our plant lady, Linda.
Oh, from WPSL.
Yeah.
Okay.
The plant lady.
Okay.
She had gone on a date with Stephen King one time.
Interesting.
It
Okay.
is. We'll have to ask her more about it if
all
she
right.
calls.
SCUBA is an acronym for self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Yes.
Correct. The lowest social security number was 001010001. Yes or BS?
I'm going to go with yes.
Yes. And it was given to a woman back in 1936.
Yeah, and I think that her check came to about something like $23.
Yeah.
For the month.
All right. There are 222 Hershey's Kisses in a pound. Yes or BS?
Yes.
Incorrect. There's approximately 95 Hershey's Kisses to a pound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it should be like just count a whole bag full and count the kisses, I
Sure.
guess, in that pound bag.
From the Beatles, drummer Ringo's first real name is William. BS or yes?
I never heard this before. BS.
BS is correct. It's Richard.
Richard.
Actor Liam Neeson's real first name is Richard. Yes or BS?
Liam.
Yes.
I love that name, Liam.
Yes, Liam. Yes or BS?
BS.
BS is correct. It's William.
Oh, wow.
According to a recent study, 41% say they use their shoe to flush a public toilet because they feel safer. Yes or BS?
40% now. It could be a bigger percentage. So
Yes.
with that, I'm going to go with BS.
BS? It's yes.
It is 40%.
Yes. Marlon Brando had accountant listed on his passport as his profession. Yes or BS?
BS.
BS is correct. Warren Beatty is Shirley MacLaine's nephew. Yes or BS?
Yes.
Yes is incorrect. He's her brother.
Oh.
Ostriches stick their head in the sand to search for water. Yes or BS?
BS.
BS? Incorrect. It's
Wow.
yes. Humans and dolphins are the only species that have sex for pleasure. Yes or BS?
Yes.
Correct.
Well, those dolphins know how to do it.
Oh, yes. You are 70% more likely to get divorced if you spend money on X-rated material. Yes or BS?
Yes.
Incorrect. And lastly, Kim Basinger once pursued a singing career using the stage name Chelsea. Yes or BS?
Just going to go out on a limb and say yes.
Correct. Very good. And with that, it goes by that quickly. And you know what that means,
Yeah,
Bonnie?
I don't know where the last 9 minutes went. It's just like, ooh, and you only have that one moment in time and then it's gone.
That's by Whitney Houston. That's a song.
So
One
hold-
moment in time.
It is. So hold on to it.
Well, that's a wrap for us, Bonnie. And as always, we say Chow mein
Honduras.
and Arrivederci. In the words of Ellen DeGeneres.
Be kind to everyone.
That's right. Be kind to one another, folks, and do not hoard the stores. All right? We can't stress that enough. Don't panic. There's lots to go around. Lots of love, lots of everything for everybody.
Yeah, don't press that panic button today.
Yeah, at least not yet. And no need to. Everything's going to be okay.
Chill and relax and have a drink.
We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. It's 9 a.m.